There are sins that shake your life, and there are sins that quietly shake your iman. The most dangerous sins are not the ones people can see. They are the ones that hide inside your heart, the ones you don't talk about, the ones you don't even realize are slowly changing who you are. You still pray, you still smile, you still say Alhamdulillah, but something inside feels heavier, quieter, weaker. The truth is, your iman is not being destroyed by loud mistakes. It is being drained by the silent things you carry in your heart, the thoughts you hide, the feelings you ignore, the habits you overlook, the private moments you don't speak about. And the scariest part, these hidden sins grow without making a sound. They take away your peace while you continue your life thinking everything is fine. Today, my brothers and sisters, let us shine a light on the sins that no one sees, but Allah sees them. The sins that leave no mark on your face, but leave a mark on your heart. The sins that slowly destroy iman without you even realizing it's happening. This might be the most important reminder your heart hears this week. Because the moment you recognize a hidden sin is the moment Allah begins to fix it. Hidden jealousy that steals the light from your heart. Sometimes the heart carries a quiet feeling that no one else can see. You may smile at someone, wish them well and show them kindness, but deep inside, a small tightness appears when you see them receive something you wanted. You don't say anything, you don't show anything, but your heart feels heavy when their life moves forward, when their dua gets accepted, when their blessings appear before your eyes. This feeling seems small, but it slowly takes away the light inside your heart. It steals your ability to be grateful for what you already have. It makes your blessings look smaller, your life feels slower, and your heart feel less peaceful. Jealousy does not harm the other person. It only hurts you. It eats away the softness of your iman because it quietly challenges the wisdom of Allah's decision. It makes you forget that every blessing is written by the one who knows what is best for every heart. When this feeling appears, don't panic. Don't hate yourself. Just gently guide your heart back to Allah. Tell yourself, if Allah gave it to them, He knows why. And if He didn't give it to me yet, He also knows why. Then whisper a small, beautiful dua that cleans the heart immediately. Ya Allah, bless them even more and bless me with what is best for me. This simple dua breaks jealousy from its root. It turns bitterness into kindness. It transforms heaviness into peace. It reminds your heart that what Allah chooses for you will reach you at the perfect time, in the perfect way, in a form better than you expected. And the moment you accept that, your heart becomes light again, your iman becomes strong again, and your soul becomes free from the darkness that once hid inside it. Thinking bad of people without knowing their story. Sometimes the heart begins to think negatively about people even though you never saw anything wrong from them. You don't say anything out loud. You don't confront anyone. You don't spread anything. But inside your mind, you quietly assume the worst. You see someone walking, talking, posting, or behaving a certain way, and your heart immediately creates a story about them without knowing the truth of their life, their pain, or their private struggles. This habit seems harmless because it stays inside the mind, but it slowly takes away the softness of your heart. It removes mercy, it weakens compassion, and it makes your iman feel heavy. When you constantly assume the worst about people, your heart becomes dark without you realizing it. You become suspicious, irritated, judgmental, and distant from others even when they have done nothing to harm you. Most of the time, the person you judged is actually fighting a battle you cannot see. They may be carrying sadness behind their smile, pain behind their silence, or disappointment behind their calmness. And yet the heart assumes something negative because it does not know their story. This silent judgment breaks relationships, creates distance, and builds walls between people for no reason. Allah teaches us to protect our thoughts the same way we protect our actions. A believer is supposed to give others the benefit of the doubt, to think good first, and to look at people with a gentle heart. When you choose good thoughts, you allow peace to enter your mind. When you choose bad thoughts, you invite unnecessary stress and negativity into your heart. Thinking good about others does not mean you are blind. It means you choose kindness over suspicion. It means you understand that people are complex, life is difficult, and everyone is carrying something you cannot see. When you soften your thoughts, Allah softens your heart. When you choose understanding, Allah places mercy inside you. Choosing good thoughts is choosing light for your soul. Choosing suspicion is choosing darkness. The more you protect your heart from negative assumptions, the more peaceful your life becomes, the more sincere your relationships become, and the more your iman begins to grow again. Secret pride that hides behind good actions. There is a kind of pride that people can see, the one that shows in someone's words or expressions. But there is another kind of pride that is silent, hidden, and far more dangerous. It sits quietly inside the heart without anyone noticing it, and even you may not realize it is there. It appears in small moments when you look at someone's weakness and your heart whispers, I would never do that, or my worship is better, or my heart is cleaner than theirs. You don't speak these thoughts, you don't show them, but the heart begins to feel a sense of superiority over other people. This hidden pride weakens your iman because it makes you forget that every good quality you have is a gift from Allah, not a personal achievement. It makes you forget that if Allah had not protected you, you could have fallen into the same mistake as the person you are silently judging. Sometimes you see someone struggling with a sin or a habit or a weakness, and instead of feeling mercy, the heart feels above them. But the truth is, the difference between you and them is not strength, intelligence, or purity. It is simply Allah's protection. If He removes His protection for even a moment, anyone can fall. When this reality enters your heart, it becomes humble. It begins to see others with softer eyes and a gentler heart. Hidden pride also appears when a person begins to admire their own good deeds. You pray, you fast, you give charity, and slowly you start to feel pleased with yourself instead of feeling grateful to Allah for allowing you to do those things. This removes the beauty from your actions, because the purpose of worship is to come closer to Allah, not to feel superior to His creation. When the heart becomes proud, even in the smallest way, it pushes away sincerity. It makes worship heavy, blessings less sweet, and the soul less peaceful. But when the heart becomes humble, Allah lifts it. He fills it with light, with calmness, and with a kind of quiet happiness that only humility can bring. Every time you see someone struggling, remind yourself that you are not better. You are simply being guided differently. Every time you feel proud of a good deed, remind yourself that you could not have done it without Allah's help. This gentle awareness protects the heart from hidden arrogance and keeps your iman pure, sincere, and beautiful. Complaining inside the heart while the tongue says nothing. Sometimes the heart complains even when the tongue stays silent. On the outside you seem patient, calm, and accepting, but inside you feel a heaviness that quietly questions why life is happening the way it is. You may not say, "Why me?" out loud, but your heart feels it. You may not express frustration, but your thoughts keep returning to the same pain, the same sadness, the same confusion. This hidden inner complaint slowly weakens your iman, because it makes you look at your life through the lens of disappointment instead of trust. You start focusing on what is missing instead of what is present. You notice what is delayed instead of what has already been given. The heart becomes tired because it keeps comparing your life to how you wish it would be, instead of trusting the way Allah is shaping it. Often this feeling appears during long tests: health, marriage, finances, loneliness, heartbreak, career struggles. You make dua again and again, and when the answer doesn't come as quickly as you hoped, your heart begins to feel unsettled. You may still pray, still make dhikr, still try your best, but inside you feel unsure about why this phase of life is so difficult. This quiet internal discomfort is natural, because the human heart becomes tired. But the danger comes when this inner tiredness turns into hidden dissatisfaction with Allah's plan. You begin to believe that your life is stuck, that your future is unclear, or that Allah has delayed you without wisdom. But the truth is that nothing Allah does is random, late, or without purpose. Every delay has a hidden mercy. Every hardship is carrying something for your future. Every struggle is preparing you for something you cannot see yet. When you shift from complaining inside to trusting inside, your entire life changes. That same test begins to feel lighter. That same delay begins to make sense. That same sadness begins to teach you something valuable. The heart becomes peaceful not because the problem disappears, but because you hand the problem back to Allah. Whenever your heart starts whispering, "Why is this happening to me?" gently replace it with, "Ya Allah, I know you are doing what is best for me. This soft sentence is not just words, it is a shield that protects your iman from darkness. It reminds your heart that Allah is not punishing you, He is preparing you, He is not taking from you, He is making space for something better. He is not delaying you, He is arranging the perfect moment for your life to open. When the heart learns to trust silently, it begins to heal silently. Your iman grows quietly from inside, and a peace enters you that no hardship can remove. Relying on yourself more than you rely on Allah. Sometimes a person does not realize that their heart has slowly begun relying on themselves more than they rely on Allah. It does not happen in one moment. It happens quietly through small thoughts that build over time. You start planning, working, striving, pushing, and you begin to feel as if everything depends on your effort, your intelligence, your skills, and your decisions. You say you trust Allah, but inside the heart feels that outcomes will only come if you make them happen. This shift is so silent that you don't notice it. You wake up one day and your chest feels heavy, your mind feels pressured, and your soul feels exhausted. Not because life is harder, but because your heart is carrying a weight it was never meant to carry. The heart was created to rely on Allah, and when it starts relying on itself, it loses peace. It begins to fear failure, fear the future, and fear loss, because when you depend only on your own strength, the world feels unsafe and overwhelming. You may be doing everything right externally, praying, making dua, working hard, but inside your heart forgets to attach its hopes fully to Allah. You think, if I don't work harder, nothing will change, or if I don't push, my life won't improve, or if I don't plan every detail, things will fall apart. These thoughts look responsible, but when they go too far, they slowly disconnect you from the one who controls every outcome. Relying on yourself alone removes barakah. It removes calmness. It removes the sweetness of worship. You feel the pressure of life heavier than before because your heart is carrying a load that belongs to Allah. But when your heart returns to trusting Him, you feel something amazing happen. Suddenly, the same effort feels lighter, the same work feels easier, and the same problems feel manageable, because you're no longer facing them with your own strength, you're facing them with Allah's help. True reliance does not mean you stop trying. It means you try with your hands and trust with your heart. It means you do your best, but you know that the result comes only from Allah. It means you plan as much as you can, but you understand that His plan is always better than yours, even when it doesn't look like it at first. Every time you feel overwhelmed, it is a sign that your heart is depending too much on itself. Every time fear of the future grows, it is a reminder that your heart needs to return to Allah. When you say, Ya Allah, I cannot do this without you, you are not becoming weak, you are becoming spiritually strong. You are placing your life back into the hands of the one who can never fail you. When the heart learns to rely on Allah again, life becomes calmer, blessings become easier, and even challenges become softer, because you are no longer walking alone. You are walking with the one who controls every door, every solution, and every moment of your destiny. Private sins that slowly break your spiritual strength. There are sins that people can see, and there are sins that only you and Allah know about. These private struggles are often the most dangerous, not because they are the biggest sins, but because they happen in silence. No one corrects you, no one advises you, no one reminds you. You can repeat them again and again, and life goes on normally on the outside while something quietly breaks on the inside. The heart is sensitive. It feels every action you do when no one is watching. If a private sin becomes a habit, even a small one, it starts removing the sweetness of faith. Salah feels heavier, dua feels weaker, worship feels distant, and peace feels harder to find. You may not understand why your heart feels dry or why your connection with Allah doesn't feel the same, but it is often because the soul becomes tired when the same private mistake keeps returning without being addressed. Private sins also create distance between you and Allah, because they slowly convince the heart that sin is not a big deal. The more familiar a sin becomes, the less guilty you feel and the less you fight it. this is when the danger grows. A heart that stops feeling anything after a sin is a heart that is slipping without realizing it. That is why these hidden actions affect you more deeply than the visible ones. People correct the outside, but only sincerity can correct the inside. But the beautiful thing about Allah is that He never closes the door. Even the sin you commit in silence can become a reason for you to return to Him with more sincerity than ever before. Sometimes the hidden struggle is the very thing that pushes you back to dua, back to forgiveness, back to humility. Allah loves when you come to Him privately, with honesty, admitting your weakness and asking Him for strength to overcome it. When you fix your private life, Allah fixes your public life. When you protect your secret moments, Allah protects you in front of others. When you leave something for His sake, even if no one knows about it, He places a light in your heart that no one can take away. Even if you fall again, don't give up. Even if the struggle repeats, keep returning. Allah does not expect perfection. He loves effort. He loves sincerity. He loves the servant who keeps coming back. Every silent fight you have with a private sin is seen by Allah, and every time you choose Him over the sin, He raises you in ways the world will never understand. A heart that is clean in private becomes strong in public. A soul that repents in silence becomes peaceful in life. And a person who fixes what happens when no one is watching becomes someone honored by Allah in ways no one else can see. My dear brothers and sisters, your iman does not disappear in one moment. It does not break because of one mistake, and it does not collapse because of one bad day. It weakens quietly, slowly. Through the small things the heart begins to accept without noticing. These hidden sins live inside, and they silently shape the way you feel, think and connect with Allah. But the mercy of Allah is greater than every hidden weakness you carry. You may feel that your heart is not as soft as before. You may feel that your worship has lost its sweetness. You may feel distant from the peace you once had. But Allah has not left you. Your heart is simply asking you to return to Him in a deeper way. Sometimes Allah allows these quiet struggles so you can find your way back to Him with more sincerity, more humility and more love than ever before. The beautiful truth is that Iman can rise the same way. It falls slowly, quietly, gently, one small effort at a time, one sincere dua at a time, one truthful moment of reflection, one private conversation with Allah in the dark of the night. You don't need to transform your whole life in one day. You only need to start caring for the corners of your heart that only Allah sees. If you fix the inside, the outside will follow. If you soften your intentions, your actions will shine. If you clean the hidden parts of your soul, Allah will fill the visible parts of your life with light, strength and calmness. He will open doors you could never imagine. He will give you clarity in moments you feel confused. He will guide your heart in ways you never expected. Allah knows your private battles. He sees the tears you hide, the mistakes you regret, the changes you are trying to make, and the heaviness you carry in silence. And with every sincere effort, no matter how small, Allah pulls you closer to Him. He loves the servant who keeps trying, even after falling. He loves the heart that feels guilty because guilt means you are alive. And He loves the soul that returns again and again, because returning is a form of worship. So do not lose hope. Do not think you are too far. Do not believe that Allah has forgotten you. Every breath you take is a reminder that He still wants you to come back. Every sunrise is a new chance to clean your heart. Every night is an invitation to speak to Him in a way only you can. Walk towards Allah, even if your steps are small. Walk with sincerity, even if your heart feels weak. Walk with hope, because Allah is waiting for you with more mercy than you can imagine. And when you return to Him with a clean heart, you will feel your iman grow again, softly, beautifully, until your entire soul is filled with the peace you have been searching for. May Allah purify our hidden intentions, forgive our private mistakes, heal our silent wounds, and fill our hearts with light that never fades. Ameen.